Friends with differences.
Friends with differences.
Friends with differences.
Friends with differences.
Friends with Differences podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. This is the intro. So, what you guys are about to hear is us ramble. Evan, Liam, and Sam.
Yep.
We go through all sorts of topics, such as capitalism, communism, socialism, cultural appropriation.
Versus
What else we hit?
appreciation.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Musk
was
was a
one.
big
Andrew
one.
Tate.
Andrew
Tate.
Tate was in there.
All the good topics, all the things you guys are dying to hear about. We know it.
20. 19. 18.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thanks for being here
Of course.
to the Friends with Differences
Yeah.
podcast.
Good start.
Cheers.
Dilly dilly.
All right. Oh yeah.
That's a hot start.
Oh, I'm
My first time.
rolling.
There we go.
Man, this podcast thing's for me.
Just somebody to talk to instead of your 6-hour streams.
Yeah. No, this will probably be easier than streaming.
And
because-
just talking to yourself.
Yeah, I suck at reading anyway, so the only way to communicate during stream is in
Read.
chat. And if there's two people in chat, I get behind.
Too many.
Yeah. All right. So this is the Friends with Differences podcast. This
Yes.
is all right. Introduce yourselves, fellas.
Guess
I'll
first.
go as the guest first. Yeah, my name's Sam Dahl. What do you want to know about me? I don't know.
You're our guest, so that's just all we want to know. You're just here.
I'm just the guest. All right.
Yeah,
You're just vibing.
The Friends with Differences podcast came about because me and Liam, the man sitting on the left here,
Yes. The
were
blonde.
at this establishment, the Gingerhouse,
Yep.
drinking and talking, and thought we could do podcasts.
Yep.
So now we're here.
So, yes, I'm Liam. I'm the other co-host. And then you got the main man. You haven't even introduced yourself.
I know. I just started rambling. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers. I'm Evan. Subscribe to the Gingerhouse and Friends with Differences and all that jazz. All right, back to the main show.
Main show.
I gotta stay off camera. This camera's just on you guys. You guys
You don't
played
have to stay
yourself
off
with
camera.
this.
You guys-
You guys did this to
You
yourself.
could do the side one if you wanted to, but you've decided that. I mean, I understand. I'm a good-looking guy,
Yeah, Liam
so
and
I mean, I get it.
We're the draw.
Yeah, I'm the sex appeal.
Yep.
Totally fumbled the bag with our song, Sam.
Well,
All that
oh,
hard work searching for a song.
you got a song? Oh
We
boy.
were gonna play the song. I think it's good to have background music. We're going for it. Oh, way too loud.
Holy sugar.
We didn't test audio with music. Is this a bad idea?
I'm good with it. All right.
Cheers.
So what was a topic? You had a list going, didn't you?
Yeah, the first thing was how we got here, how the podcast started.
So
Okay, while we're here, let me just flash the logo too. So, yeah, the Friends with Differences, friendswithdifferences.com. The logo's people sitting at lunch because in high school, sitting at lunch, I often thought like somebody should record this shit, you know? And so that's how the logo came about.
had a lot of arguments then too. So
Yeah.
I've always had arguments.
I think back to freshman year. Jimmy Curd and Joe Burns.
What a
No
table.
Buning. Oh man, us four, we called ourselves the C team. It was
What a
gold.
squad.
Oh, take me back, please.
Unfortunately, too self-aware.
Yeah, for real. I think it was that brought us together. To be honest, I think I sat by you like the first day.
Really?
Like the first couple. I remember Grant Duncan was there.
Sam, did you?
I don't think I sat next to Grant Duncan. He was my locker
I
mate.
was gonna say for us.
Not that anybody's gonna know these people.
No.
Hopefully
But
not, at least.
did you sit at the table with like Max Bridgewater,
Max, Josh, Kathleen,
Courtney? Yeah, no, that
I
was
think
the table.
Courtney sat further.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
but that was the table
this
I was
is
at freshman year.
Exactly the table. Now it's all coming back to me.
That was the table freshman
It
year.
for sure was.
Michael Phillips.
Yeah, I was at that table.
The cafeteria,
remember that.
bar
Right next
cafeteria
to the-
line.
Because that's how
absolutely.
like Courtney and I started.
Oh my
being
gosh.
friends.
Wow.
You didn't let me in your circle.
Yeah, we were at the end of the table. We were.
Yeah,
kinda-
no, and it was
We get it. You guys were the cool kids.
Adam
the 18.
Mattingly.
Yeah, you were
there.
the 18.
Was he?
Fuck
Yeah.
off. You know what? You know, we're doing this podcast in 2 weeks. We're getting a different guest. Get out of
Yeah.
here. 18? Oh
18.
my.
Yeah, sorry
That was
about
roasted
you.
so hard.
Called yourself
Good
the C
times.
team freshman year. That's all knowing a freshman.
A team to C team. I mean, I'm a humble guy. You know, from 8th grade to freshman year.
Mm.
You gotta know your place.
You gotta know your
I
place.
think I gotta add some whiskey to the glass, to be honest.
No, it's water. Wink, wink. You gotta hide that.
Oh, I'm not hiding nothing. I told you, I'm trying to get canceled. Sign me up. I got too much AI and too much copyright going on.
Okay, I mean,
Someone's coming for you eventually.
It's too big.
you know, if you actually, you know what, you're off screen right now. If you want to be the one to get canceled, you know, I'll chill here and bring you on back as a guest.
I'll take it. I'm ready for my rebound.
Just start the apology video now.
Yeah.
Just start writing the script.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be here.
He's gonna be like the Liver King. He's gonna be in like a leather room.
Never touched it. Won't ever touch it.
I apologize for taking HGH every week and saying I was all natural.
Yeah, I got exposed. For like years he was doing that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No one has a gut like that in a normal way.
From
Well, yeah,
raw
it is
meat.
implants.
From raw meat.
Yeah, he does have implants.
Implants
yeah.
instead of six-pack or
Yeah.
a six-pack.
Yeah, and then he said all that was from raw meat. Not a chance. He was getting HGH every week.
Props to him.
He hit it.
Yeah.
He hit it well.
What is it called when you have steak raw? It's,
Steak tartare.
tartare. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Have
I
you
had
ever
that.
accidentally ordered that?
I mean,
I
I've
ordered
had-
on purpose.
Yeah, I
Oh, really?
ordered it on
Do you like
purpose.
it?
It's solid.
Yeah. Talking
I
about-
did not get
We got
it.
class on the couch.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
man,
are
I ordered
classy
it,
on the leather
And
couch.
then I was just like, oh, this is not steak.
No, steak
It was
tart.
not what I
Well,
was looking for. I was
yeah.
like, this is a little rare.
Have you ordered your steak blue?
No. Have you?
No, no,
Oh my
no.
God.
I've gotten rare probably 5 times in my life.
I'm a big
blue.
medium rare guy.
I mean,
Got
like,
medium
a
rare
lot of
once.
places.
Wait, what?
What do you
Hold on,
get?
hold
I'm
on.
a medium guy.
Oh, good God!
Oh yeah. I mean,
The
cook
Doles
it a
turned
little
up,
bit.
the Doles turned us on to medium rare.
Yeah.
The family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're a big medium rare fan. I mean, like,
My college roommate, he tried. He tried.
Me-
and
medium
there
is too
some
cooked.
appeal, but it's like it's too on the line for me, if I'm being honest.
well, I would get rare, but you have to be at the right place. Like, if
Yeah.
you go to, like, Texas Roadhouse,
Yeah.
not sure about this.
I mean, I'd probably do medium.
If
I'd
they-
probably do medium well in Texas.
sometimes they
Roadhouse.
don't even do it. And if they do, I don't know if I want them to do it. You know, like,
I think the worst is the idea that if you told them it was the wrong temperature, they'd be like, "Do you want to just put it back on the grill?"
Oh.
And it's like that's a horrible.
and I get it. You
Not
know?
really. Give me something fresh, please. Start over. You throw it on the ground.
Texas Roadhouse, we're coming for you.
It's on the.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is?
I gave it a
Reviews.
glance.
Yo, this song's fire. I ain't gonna lie. Hopefully the audio's picking up. Should I kill the music? We didn't test it.
That's all right.
We are doing this to get tons of fame and money. To be clear, we just want to be fully transparent here.
I would be like.
We were inspired
be like
by
the
all
Milk
the
Boys.
success.
I'm not here for that. I'm just here to
Just
support.
being honest. See, I'm going for like a Tim Dillon, Joey Diaz kind of.
You want to be on other people's podcasts.
No, I don't. I don't
You don't?
care about podcasts, to be honest. But I like poking fun at podcasts.
Okay.
So you could decide to create one.
I did. Yeah. Well, you started it. You said we could do one.
Yeah,
And why would I not if I can?
it's true.
It's a good observation.
You know?
I mean, the big reason was you loved Elon Musk, and I hate him.
Oh, that's true.
So that was our big- that was our
conversation
big
for the
argument.
longest time.
How
I
long ago
am
was
pro
this?
Elon
Last
Musk.
week.
Last week, your time perception's
2 weeks
definitely
ago.
off.
Still, if
It
it's
was
like in
recent.
the last year.
It was recent, for sure.
Yeah.
Fairly recent, yeah.
You're not gonna get much love from this couch, dude. Not on that take.
That's alright. That's alright. I'm okay with my views. That's the whole point. It's like
You're different.
you're not okay with it, but I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, Sam and I probably agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
We have been friends
Especially
since like
Elon Musk.
second grade.
Yeah. I remember. Are you guys this way in high school too? How
What?
long has Elon Musk been popular? When did people start like giving him? When did he blow up?
I'd probably say like he was in Iron Man 2. I don't know what
Was
year
he
Iron Man
actually?
2. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like a cameo in Iron
So,
Man 2.
I mean, honestly, though,
He had
he
some-
didn't really get that, like, yeah, he had a business, but he didn't get that big until, like, 3 or 4 years
I'd say,
ago.
like,
When I would-
2018,
yeah,
yeah.
2018, when I would say, like, Elon Musk was known by basically everyone at
Yeah.
that point. And I hated him then, so I don't think
Yeah.
Ever
2022...
since I looked into him, I've liked the guy.
What about? What are they?
Yeah. See, this is a good talking point. I'm
gonna need
I
some
feel like I have
water.
a bubble in my throat. Do I sound different?
Like 2%.
2% though, but there's a bubble in my throat.
I'm gonna need some water talking about this.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. We got water.
Water.
But why do I like Elon Musk? Great question. You guys can go next. My big thing, I like that he's just doing different things. Like he's always has a crazy idea and he's ambitious and he's just fucking doing it.
So,
Like he's made a lot and he's going, he's trying to go to Mars. And he's trying to push boundaries and that's what I like.
So my big argument back on this was, he has a car company and decided to take over the public transportation in California. So he made a tunnel, which makes no sense. And then,
Well, that's not true.
No, he said himself. He
Yeah.
said, the only reason I did this was to stop public transportation so I could sell cars.
yeah. So, and
We're going to change Evan's mind.
Yeah, no, I will be very shocked if you do change my mind.
and then that whole thing started the same time China started putting in bullet trains, and by the time China has bullet trains through about half their country, California still is working on
Now,
a
trains
tunnel.
are a better idea than
I know that.
underground highway interstates.
No, that was the point though. Musk stopped that because he wanted to get cars.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
Musk, I think right, another thing that he could have done if he wanted to really change the world is make good trains for the U.S.
See, I'm pro that. On my goals list, it's bring transportation to Indianapolis. Needs to happen. I'm a big train guy. I love them. I moved back from New York this past year. Love trains. They're great. We need them to grow as a city. And yeah, it makes way more sense in an interstate underground.
Yep.
Is that worrisome for your argument that your support for him relies on a mythical train system that not only does he not support, he opposed?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to California. They don't deserve a train system. I'm just kidding.
Alrighty
Oh,
then.
you got the BART.
Yeah.
But, okay, I don't know. I should do more research, but I haven't looked. I did not know of him stopping the train except for Liam talking about it.
Yeah. And then he's been in trouble for fraud like 2 or 3 times, specifically with Tesla.
Getting sued by Tesla right now.
Yeah. He.
That's a lot.
I think he is brilliant, but he needs somebody business-wise.
I don't think you think he's brilliant. The same way I think he's brilliant.
I don't think he's brilliant.
I think he's somebody. I think he's somebody that has a lot of like ideas, but so like for example, Steve Jobs and Wozniak. Woz had all the really good ideas. Jobs was able to like make it into a business. Musk is somebody basically on ADHD, like who has ADHD, comes up with a bunch of ideas, and then just if it works, like he'll follow. He doesn't really follow through. Like he says a lot of things.
Well, that's the problem. Like,
Nobody reins him in.
He's made with Twitter have been pretty unanimously bad. Like people don't like the views. People don't like the new bookmark button.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, we'll do this. And people are like, please don't. And he's like, well, I put a poll out, so.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only reason he bought Twitter
But-
was because he was going to get sued for the
And
amount that he was going to buy
he joked
Twitter.
about it, and then he fell into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever didn't want to buy. Like I think he wanted to acquire it the whole time.
Maybe he did, but not for that price. because he'd made like a
Probably
meme
right about
price. I
that.
forget what it was, but it was.
Well, so he was gonna sell it or buy it for the stock price that it was at, and then the stock tanked, like right after that. So that killed it.
I use Twitter a good amount. It's probably my main social media. It was the social media I used before I started the Gingerhouse on Facebook, Instagram. Like before I started social media, I've always had Twitter. Was the one I kept, and I haven't noticed a difference. If I'm being honest,
Really?
I mean,
I don't even know the bookmark feature. I don't even know what that. I haven't noticed it.
I mean, I've deleted Twitter since.
I mean,
Personally,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I
because of the bookmark feature.
no, just him buying it. Because then I started seeing that he was gonna make blue check marks pay it like affordable. I was like,
did
oh,
do that.
I can't.
Yeah, that's an
I can't
interesting
do that.
concept. I don't. Yeah, it's like he wants to switch gears from a social media platform to a
Well, he just wanted to make money.
information like hub.
I mean, he wanted to make
He
money.
wanted to make money off of it.
Well, of
and the
course,
problem,
yeah.
But the issue was, you know, he was saying that he was going to get all these fake accounts out. Then people just started making fake accounts of companies and then saying stuff, and then it ruins the companies. So then
And all
they
you
were
had
pissed.
to, now all you have to do is pay $8 to say you're Eli Lilly and say
Yeah.
insulin's free.
Right.
And
Or
then
like
the stock
Chiquita,
price
the
thing.
Chiquita one was really
Yeah,
funny.
we
Did you see that one?
Sponsored
Like,
cheese.
it almost needs to be its own separate app. Like the
Then no
check
one would
mark
wanna
used
use
to
it.
be a verification.
Yeah.
Like
That was the
confirming
issue.
People, like
Yeah.
literal people,
Yeah.
and then we
That's-
started giving Elmo check marks in like
But it was a
mythical shit.
but that
you know?
stuff was still like a verified
Yeah,
Elmo
right.
account. So like, because people could make fake Elmo
But I'm
accounts
saying
and
that
say
was the
whatever
start of
they
the tip of
wanted.
the iceberg, you know?
I know, but like they verified like companies and people and like
Right,
things that are trademarked,
right.
like Elmo, because
Those are
people
people.
could make some fake Elmo nonsense and say, "Oh, I touch kids," and nobody could have stopped them if there was no
Yeah,
blue
right.
check mark saying that that wasn't the Elmo
Well, the
account.
system makes sense, but it's so hard to implement correctly. I guess I don't
And
know.
don't implement it. You know, like,
Yeah,
it's all his
makes
idea.
sense.
But
Yeah, no. Would it be better without any sort of verification at all?
The
And
what-
Just relying completely on who's the most popular, saying their name.
absolutely
Taylor
not.
Swift?
No, go back to the old Twitter verification.
Yeah.
The one with
Because
the
there wasn't much issue with
Yeah.
it.
No.
But I thought there was like the. All right. I didn't think there was an issue with how people thought about who was verified. Like who was verified, and there were them, of course, right? Like verified
yeah.
was more defined.
Yeah.
But I guess I perceived that there was a gray area of who got to be verified and who didn't.
There. I'll tell you the one thing that
Yo,
Elon Musk
Joe-
has done that
Joe
I actually
verified.
like.
Joe's verified.
The one,
With Joe
Fucking
yesterday.
Savage.
the
Did
one,
you- Yo, I'm jealous. That ass.
the,
Sorry.
the one thing that I've ever liked Elon Musk do was he made electric cars, more, interesting because before it was just Priuses. So, like, Tesla was the first one that really did bring like a more of a mainstream to electric cars. That is
It wouldn't be a mainstream electric car without it.
that is the only thing I give Elon Musk credit for.
I wouldn't say there wouldn't be an electric car
No,
without him.
No,
but he
no.
did definitely
He
He
definitely
mainstreamed
he
it.
modernized it because it was just Priuses.
He was the
So
big-
people, it was a joke most of the
Yeah,
time.
he fought to be a competitor in
And here's
the world. Yeah,
the problem, and everyone says this, but electric cars don't do you much good, climate-wise, if it's getting its electricity off a grid,
Correct,
running
which
on coal,
also is cool.
which, like, isn't necessarily Elon Musk's fault, but he is the richest man, or he was the richest man in the world. So if he really had a commitment to climate change, well, he lost it. He's like third now, or
After
something.
buying Twitter.
Maybe you want to do something about the impending global doom.
Yeah. Instead of looking to go
So
to Mars.
how soon do you think the impending global doom is?
Well, I'm not, obviously
you
I'm
go
speaking
first, you go
from
first.
what I've read.
As the guest specialist
Okay.
on
climate
evolution of
change.
climate change.
I've seen,
Um,
well, you talk about like low-level decreases in Celsius temperatures. So 1 to 2 degree Celsius changes can lead to the melting of the polar ice
Yep.
caps, which if that happens, white reflects light a lot more, which keeps the environment cooler. So the less white you have, the less ice caps you have, the warmer it gets, dark water absorbs the light more, which keeps the water warmer, keeps the environment warmer, so it becomes a positive feedback loop.
Yep.
So the worse it gets, the quicker it gets worse.
Yeah.
And I've seen
exponential increase here.
And I've seen by like 2100, a lot of currently arid,
Potentially our lifetime. Sorry.
potentially our lifetime.
No.
A lot of arid areas will be uninhabitable.
So
borderline deserts now. Will be
on that, personally, I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be countries that we consider like developing, and we're gonna see like there's gonna be like massive floods or massive stuff, and then like we might lose
Bangladesh is currently in that situation
but
big time.
and Indonesia.
Yeah.
We might lose like 1 billion or 2 billion people, and then that actually
That
could
sounds like a lot.
yeah, well, it's just gonna be like I feel like the
No.
U.S. is never gonna change, so it's gonna be like the U.S. keeps going. But the only reason why global warming stops even a little bit is because the population has a massive like decline because developing countries lose like
and you
a
get
ton
into
of their
the
population.
issue of like Bangladesh currently. Not big. India is not a big fan of Bangladesh. Bangladesh has a massive population. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Climate change is Bangladesh is gonna be one of the first places to fight it. Not gonna be able to go to India.
South Africa, no water.
Yeah, like where do you go? Yeah, you
There's
run
gonna-
into issues.
There's gonna be a bunch of countries.
That's a lot of refugees.
There's gonna be
If
a
you've got
bunch of countries.
refugee issues with the Middle East, Syria, and things like that. Imagine that on a 20 times larger scale.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a disaster, absolutely. But, alright, say, like, wouldn't you think this Elon Musk guy went into the electrical car business with good intentions to help that from happening, right? Like, my thinking wasn't he didn't go in to monopolize that industry. It was, he genuinely had...
Well, he also
interest in
bought
improving
into
that
Tesla.
field.
He wasn't a founder of Tesla. He bought into it. So like he didn't come
But
up
he
with
was
the idea.
very early and was responsible for a lot of advancements. For sure.
His family also for Musk did start with like an emerald fortune, so he had millions of dollars before.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
From South Africa to where do you go to school? Anybody? God. This is where you get your facts. Friendswithdifferences.com.
We're gonna fact check ourselves.
yeah.
You guys are gonna put
we're
up
not.
every-
We're just feeding a false narrative. That's how we're gonna grow as a podcast.
Everybody's telling you the facts.
Big enough,
You
and then we're
gotta-
gonna have girls on, and we're just gonna call them like terrible names and tell them the habits are terrible, and then we're really gonna blow up.
Yeah, you just
That's
got.
how you grow.
Oh, are you talking
That's how you
about
grow nowadays?
what's his face? The one that's in Romania, Andrew Tate. Stuck in
Well,
Romania.
sure. Yeah, he's prime example.
Well,
right?
he's in prison now.
He's in prison for doing similar things to that.
Yeah.
So
Human
just-
trafficking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He really
that's
likes
very bad.
16-year-old girls.
Yeah. See, I think the TikToks we're being fed are different, you know? you know? Yeah.
I mean,
Like, I don't have any sort of facts on this. None.
I mean,
to be honest.
he is getting word out there, and what I hate about Andrew Tate is his prime audience is 16 to 20-year-old like men/boys, because they're the most moldable. So like a lot of what he says is very like not traumatic, but like real big issues, because it's trying to put women back like 60 years, more than that. But
I guess I don't see how it is putting women back 60
well, no,
years.
because he is molding these young men into thinking these things about women which are just not true.
Yeah.
Such as he thinks women really belong in the home.
They don't have the right to speak unless they're spoken to.
Ooh,
and things
don't
like
have the right to speak is something I've not heard. That
That's
does
a
sound
tough
very
one.
bad.
Yeah. Without context, that's pretty tough. And
But-
then with context, it's also
But I mean,
really bad.
at the same time, I remember myself as a 16-year-old. I was a dumbass. So the fact that he's going after like 16-year-old men to like kind of shape what they think is really a big issue.
So the TikToks I get fed spinning, when they present him with that argument, and I'm scrolling on YouTube Shorts and it pops up, and I've been shitting for like 20 minutes already, I'm still scrolling.
Mhm.
Tate says something along the lines of, that's not what he's saying. He's saying he likes, he is more attracted to younger girls, 20 to 22 or whatever, 24, whatever you want to say, because they've experienced less, and he likes to show them more, and that's how he spins it.
But that also sounds like trying to cause like daddy issues and.
Oh no, I think it's capitalizing
causing,
off of daddy issues.
Yeah, well, I know that's what I'm saying. But he's causing he's going for the women, like young girls with trauma, and that's like his main.
Do you know why he's in Romania right now?
Well,
he's in trouble in England too.
Believed he lived there.
No,
he does.
He does, but
right.
He also is in trouble for raping 2 girls in England.
In England, that's why he went there because
they don't do yeah.
And then he did get in trouble for something else. And he is on audio saying,
yeah,
I loved
that you didn't want it.
I love that you, yeah.
Ooh, they got him on audio?
Yeah, that she didn't want
We
it.
know this for a fact.
Yes, it is on audio.
Definitively, Tate says that he enjoyed how she didn't enjoy it.
Yes.
And he said, I loved
that's
R-wording
really
you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Really fun.
But that's the issue is now, people, it's just he goes...
They beat Pierce Morgan in chess.
Oh, we're done.
Right. I mean, I don't think Pierce Morgan is brilliantly intelligent. I mean,
no.
He's British. He sounds more intelligent
than he is. I'm joking on the part that it's he's had such a grip on the short media content, the short format content has been his game. For sure.
Because if you're talking to a younger audience, capitalizing on a shorter attention span, which obviously I have too, but capitalizing on that without having context of the terrible things he's done, the terrible message of his content, and just hearing funny sound bites where he's shut up, bitch, or something like that, and talks about his Bugattis. Yeah, it's a lot more fun in that context than hearing
that's another issue for me is
people idolize him for sure,
and it's him being successful allows him to say whatever he wants. It was very similar to Trump. But,
let's get into that.
Yeah. But him being...
That guy, man. Yo, wasn't he our president?
Yeah, he was. But, didn't ever...
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any political stance. I'm actually, I don't identify with any sort of politics. I'm going to refuse to profusely throughout this entire podcast.
So, I mean...
I promise you. I want to discover views about myself. I'm not going to lie.
No, you're good.
This podcast, the purpose is to document that I have friends and discover some political views, I think.
I mean, I've...
expose some thoughts.
I would say, I probably lean Democrat. I thought I was, didn't really side with either. But I feel like that has changed since DT took the office in 2018. But... 2016, actually.
2016, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, but because I keep forgetting because I think it's instead of freshman year of college, it's junior year of high school. But so I became more liberal when that happened, and then I've talked to my grandpa who's actually a Republican, but he didn't vote for Trump because didn't really agree with Trump's stance.
Yeah, there's many reasons.
Many
reasons.
Well, he thinks he's an idiot. That's the big one.
Yeah.
But he was telling me, he was Republicans are losing their way slowly.
Yeah, see, I think we all have such a mixed up idea of what each of these parties actually mean that identifying one is already losing because people will presume you have opinions that you don't have.
Oh, I probably have those opinions of a Democrat. I probably do. Most of them.
Right, but any idiot's version of a Democrat?
I mean, what's he going to say? I'm pro-choice? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I
guess you do bring up an interesting point of the different realities that we live in.
Yeah.
Because there are people that believe Democrats are eating babies and drinking the blood of infants for adrenochrome and things like that. And it's well... I don't believe that. No one really does, but that guy does, which is tough. So it is definitely a different reality. And how do you discuss politics.
Yeah.
When everyone's coming from a different perspective. That
I mean, you know, the new
You shouldn't start with parties because that's just a terrible way to pick a side.
but like, you know, like the new Republicans, which is like Trump and all of them. I mean, their whole idea. What?
New Republic.
New Republican base, like, you know, because old Republicans actually had some like
When the
ideas.
Jedi were around?
What?
The Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
He's going for KOTOR.
But there's like, you know, I mean, when McCain ran, he still had like ideas. I wasn't necessarily a McCain fan, but like, you know, I respected the man. And I respect the older Republicans, but like now it's like Trump and Ted Cruz and all of them, and they're just fucking trolls that live under a bridge. Like,
Yeah. You remember like when, you know, we were all like kids and growing up and whatnot, and you heard that life's not a popularity contest?
I mean, definitely.
What horse shit? Are you kidding me? It totally is. If we're being honest.
Oh yeah.
It's much easier to get along with life if you're well liked.
No, it's true.
Period.
For sure. It's true. I mean,
Why are we
I also
that?
believe
It's terrible.
in the fact at a young age you should learn how to debate and debate properly
Yeah.
and
I
debate
think that's a good idea. Yeah.
and like
That's
you know you have to be able to hear the other side and make your point.
Unless you're right.
Unless you're,
Unless
I
you're
don't
right,
care what
then
you have to
just
say if I'm right. And
steamroll.
the
What?
good thing about me is I'm right on pretty
yeah.
I don't
I'm
believe
bad
something
in
if I'm not
1,000.
yeah, why would I believe it if I don't think it's right? So
The political spectrum is just so hard for me to comprehend if I'm being honest, right? Like,
What do you
I
mean?
have my opinions about topics, for sure. But, like, a party that I identify with has always been such a puzzle for me. And honestly, it has mostly pertained to the female in my life, if I've had one.
mhm.
Because they've always tend to show passion for things that I, you know, hadn't particularly thought or whatever.
Where do you
about.
stand on Medicare for all?
Yeah, I feel solid about
Where
that.
do you
Yeah,
where do
I
you
feel-
stand on Black Lives Matter?
Well, it depends. Depends what you mean about that, you know? Like, do Black Lives Matter? Of course, you know, but I'm not going to be, like, throwing money at the committee because I've heard all this shit about how it's not going in, you know, the communities and whatnot. So it's like,
Do you think police brutality is bad for African American people in the country?
Compared to white people.
comparatively, yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So, I mean, based on what you have just said so far, you
I already
lean
know
more,
what you're thinking.
No, but you lean more Democrat based on those couple statements. Because the new Republican Party,
Right,
like,
because you're trying to recruit me. You're reeling me in right
Liam's
now.
a
You know?
Democratic operative. He's a deep state op. He's coming for you. He's coming for your
You
vote.
can't buy my vote.
I mean, I'm not trying to buy your vote. I'm just telling you based on even those little of beliefs.
Yeah, healthcare
The new
for all is
Republicans
so
don't
gray,
believe in that.
But it's a
Gray.
good idea. So gray. It's like, I don't know. People deserve healthcare.
That's a good
seems
point.
to be a fact, right?
Yeah, that's a huge point of it.
Healthcare is a
Like,
human right.
Like imagine if I didn't have healthcare and I broke my glasses. I'm blind, literally blind.
Yeah.
I would not be able to function in life if I'm broke, like dead ass broke,
Yep.
and I break my glasses. If I don't have healthcare or some alternative way, if I can't pay for it, might as well shoot me because I'm useless.
No.
Like factual, I'm literally blind.
Yeah.
So, healthcare seems like an easy answer that we should have healthcare for all, but then you get like the argument of does everybody deserve it? It's like, wow, are you
yeah.
gonna say people
I mean,
don't
yeah.
deserve healthcare?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone deserves it.
I mean, even if I am homeless, I deserve healthcare.
right. That's the easy argument, but I'm sure there's people that are gonna argue against that.
Yeah.
For sure, and they're wrong.
Then they're Republicans.
Right.
And you know, for example, I believe that, you know, healthcare should not be run by very few companies that increase the price
Of
Like-
insulin, per se.
per se. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a strong belief that the medical industry is the most corrupt around.
Well, so
Point blank.
actually going back to my grandpa. My grandpa worked in a pharmaceutical company, but they got bought in the 80s or 90s by a finance firm. And then when the finance firm took over, they told him basically to like cut 20% of staff because I mean, again, I'm in finance. I know as somebody in finance that if I am running a company, all I'm going to care about is the bottom line. And the finance guys have all now kind of taken over the pharmaceutical industry. So all they care about is the bottom line and making money. Because they can increase it by 400
Martin
Martin
Shkreli.
Shkreli?
Something like that.
Yeah,
what was
Shkreli.
the drug?
I thought it was that one insulin?
Could have been.
No, was it? It was definitely a life-saving drug, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I thought it was...
Life-dependent,
Yeah, so like insulin...
It wasn't insulin, but it was something.
It was something like... It might have been EpiPen.
I don't know the
Wait,
difference.
what's his name?
Martin Shkreli.
Well, EpiPen is like if you have an allergy, it's what saves you.
Yeah, you're right.
But I want to say it was more than that, though, because an EpiPen you only have to get like once every so often versus...
What's the name?
MARTINSHK.
K or something like that.
No, Shkreli. SHK.
Shkreli, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the word.
But I mean, he bought, what, like a... I'm glad you're fact checking this
Turning
because I don't know.
Pharmaceuticals, Doraprim.
But it doesn't say.
Doraprim,
Does it say?
$13 to $750.
Yeah, but what is Doraprim?
Why is it life-saving?
Yeah, that's the big thing. What is Doraprim? I'm not in the medical field, so I'm not going to know that off the top. I'd be like, what does Doraprim help with? I don't know.
Oh man, you're requiring me to read right now. Treat the parasitic diseases, toxoplasmosis, and cystoparalysis. Ugh. Dude, that word has like 20 letters in it. I draw, okay?
Oh.
I draw and create. This is the medical industry is something I stay as far away from as possible.
But I mean, if you
I don't want to go to a doctor. I went to the doctor in New York, and it was the most painful thing in my life.
Why?
I had a root canal going on, but I didn't know I had a root canal going on. So my jaw was very, very painful. And I went to the ER. I just left work and went to the ER because it was so painful. And then I just sat in the waiting room for like 4 hours. And they were like, man, you should go to the dentist. I was like, wow. And then I knew a dentist, so that helped.
That did help.
I mean, you know, you're thinking healthcare for all that might help with the price of said root canal.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on my parents' healthcare, if I'm being honest. So
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
still
got
have
like 1 solid year before I need to officially adult. You know,
Probably two.
one in
26.
3 months. Yeah, Twilight.
it's 26. Yeah, I'm 24 at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, so 2 years.
I'm not gonna be 26 until this is popular, though.
I don't know.
Well, then you're not going to need healthcare because you'll just pay out of pocket for everything.
No problem. I'll just hire my own doctor.
Become rich.
I just want to, I don't care about being rich or anything. I just want to be enabled to create anything I want. That's what I want. That's the whole reason I have this whole space. Is that, like, I love having new ideas and coming up with something new.
Yeah.
But they're going to be lost unless you can capitalize and create it pretty effectively and efficiently. So this is me trying to do that as efficiently as possible. Yeah.
What is your thought on billionaires in general?
No, they're fine. I think
I don't believe they should exist.
Right, because billions too much.
Yeah.
Right, so where's the line?
I mean,
Under $1 billion.
999 million.
No,
Probably
like,
less, but yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, 100 million. Like
So what are you gonna do? Just take their money at that point?
I mean,
Yep.
shoot, if they want to help, put their money to something good. But I would let
Obviously,
them.
there's no difference in lifestyle from the 750 million to 1.2 billion.
Exactly. So why do they need the extra 500 million?
Because to establish the rule is the problem, I think.
But-
Saying you can't have this much money is a problem because the value of $1 billion isn't what the value of $1 billion is going to be in 10 years.
Yeah.
So making that rule.
But
is gonna,
you could increase that rule with inflation, just like how minimum wage
That's not how
should
rules
increase with
work.
inflation.
If they don't edit laws like that, they just don't.
They do though, because I work for the government and we get a pay raise each year for inflation.
Social
Well, yeah.
Security cost of living adjustment. It's called COLA.
Yeah.
8.7%. 2022.
Right, but I'm saying like these rules. If they were to pass a law that states that you have to give up your income to you have to 100% of your income is taxed past $1 billion.
Yep.
Then that rule, that becomes constitutional law.
Mhm.
To edit that is a huge hurdle that will not happen before inflation.
I mean, you could say
changes
but
that
you could also say with like inflation per year.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Fed's inflation.
yeah.
Also, I would much rather have the law in place and break a couple eggs on the top side and then
Yeah.
deal with that when that happens because it's not really my problem.
You know what? I'll let them.
I don't even know what we're saying now.
I'll let them pick public projects that they want to put it to.
The estimate to solve world hunger is like super low.
Right. Like
Elon Musk could fund it. Could solve world
So
hunger.
could Bezos.
It's not
So,
the
like-
resources. It's the division of resources, right?
But that's like a problem that I'd love to have. I'd much rather have the problem of figuring out how to divvy up $200 billion than to say like, oh yeah, that kid's starving.
Like,
I wish
let
we
them
had
not.
$200 billion
Yeah.
to divvy up right now.
Like Elon Musk, I know he's like the richest man or
Second.
one of the richest, whatever. He's a fucking rich guy. Like I don't think he sees himself like that. Like
He
he
should.
is, but that's the money he needs to run the companies he's running.
He asked somebody to come up with a
Probably
plan
not. That's
to
probably
solve
bullshit.
world hunger. They gave him a plan. Elon Musk said, give him a plan to solve world hunger and he'll pay for it. Somebody gave him a plan to solve world hunger and he said no.
Yeah, no, that probably happened. That's probably like the spark notes of what happened, right?
That was a literally Twitter thing.
It was a Twitter thing
He-
a while back. too.
Again, he does himself dirty with Twitter every time.
Yeah, no, I believe it. People, if you say anything, it will be used against you at some point. We will be canceled. I can't wait.
You will be canceled. I will be. I'm gonna be living good.
What's your most
I know.
cancelable opinion?
I like how confident you are, but I can't wait.
What's your most cancelable opinion?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to find that.
Most cancelable opinion.
I don't think I'm cancelable, to be honest. Besides the maybe the AI. That's a big gray area. I love using AI. And also, I use that's what she said. And coincidence? I think not. So like that.
I don't
that
think you'll be
4-second
canceled for that.
click.
Oh,
Click.
copyright wise.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
I'm
different.
more worried about that than any of my opinions, to be honest. I don't think my opinions are. I don't think I'm an extreme kind of politically guy. I mean, I might have some out there opinions, like homework should just be outlawed. It's ridiculous. And it should be a thing. Ever since ChatGPT came out, I'm like, there's just no reason for homework. That's my most political. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know my most controversial. I mean,
I also think income, housing taxes should be divvied up so education is at least fair.
wait, say that again.
Like, you know how public education is from housing taxes, so the rich areas get better schools. It's not
Yeah,
really fair for the inner
It
city
shouldn't-
schools.
Yeah, that doesn't seem correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that should be a big
Yeah, there's
change.
definitely a better solution to that for sure.
Or, if a billionaire wants to not become a billionaire and we put that into education, I'd be okay with that too.
I'm not gonna
Seems
cancel.
Too easy.
I'm not going to cancel you for that, Lance.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like we could solve this school thing very easily. So it's
We could
based
solve a
off
lot.
of the
We could solve.
income of the surrounding neighborhoods, right? Because that's taxed and that goes towards the schools.
Yes.
So should we implement a standard budget for schools in a standard capacity? Like, how do we?
Well,
how do we
there's
standardize
what
this?
what you should do for the state, for example, the state of Indiana, right? However many houses you have, how much income you or the taxes you get in, you put that into a pool, and then per student you divvy it up.
Wait, I'm sorry. How do you accumulate the funds?
So like you get all those housing taxes in at the same time,
Right.
right?
For the entire state.
For the entire state.
So you do it per state.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
And
per,
then you say Southport High School has 2,000 students, so they
I'd
get...
be okay with
yeah.
that, standardizing it per
I don't know how
state.
many students Southport has.
yeah, but like however many students there are, you would set like this like each student is worth this much money, basically.
Yeah, right.
For however
making
much.
it equal throughout the state.
Correct.
I'm okay with that. That seems
Be the easiest
fine
way to
with
do
me.
it.
Check
Yeah.
that one off.
See, look
You
at
know
that.
what I
I'm
wanna talk
solving
about?
world
Solved it,
issues.
yeah.
Hey, yeah, I think we got somewhere there. Good job. Friends with differences. I think not. But you know what I want to talk about?
What?
Cultural appropriation. Oh my gosh, love it. Let's just keep the ball rolling, guys.
Oh boy.
So now you're trying to get canceled.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, am I? No, I'm
boy.
not. But it is controversial. You
What's
had
your-
me thinking about my controversial shit.
What do you love about it?
Yeah.
What
What do
would
you
you like
love
to
about it?
appropriate?
What do you like? Yeah.
Oh, I think I think the thought in my brain is that it's so sad that it's so commonly perceived that cultural appropriation is negative.
But cultural appropriation is negative. Cultural appreciation is positive.
Well, how?
Wow,
Well, like, yeah, absolutely. Cultural appreciation sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
What's wrong with cultural appropriation?
Like,
What is that?
Like,
to
I
you?
can't
How is it
appropriate
wrong?
the culture, say like certain African American cultures, because a lot of that culture has come from the pain and suffering that they've had that I haven't had.
so, like, for
Yeah.
example,
Okay.
dreadlocks. White people
Right.
shouldn't have dreadlocks.
All right.
That's like
I understand that argument, but also like Vikings had dreadlocks. That's factual.
Well, I think there's also a difference between like Viking dreadlocks.
Vikings had braids more than dreadlocks.
I'm telling you, it's the same thing.
I mean, okay. For example, they put a braid in their hair. They didn't wash, so they got dreadlocks.
So how are we supposed to become integrated if we say cultural appropriation is a bad thing?
I don't think we have to be. I mean, we could be like.
We can't be. We don't want to be culturally integrated.
Well,
We want to be integrated,
okay, no,
but we
no.
don't have to be homogenous.
Like I don't. For example, that
guess I'm not clear on what that means.
that argument is saying like I don't see color, like
Well, that's not true. That's neglecting culture.
no, but like that's a part of saying like we need it to be all like like nothing is different. Things are different, but like you can appreciate it. Like I can go get African or Caribbean food.
But
I
you're
appreciate-
not supposed to wear a shirt that's traditionally African.
No, why should I do that? Why not go buy food at a local restaurant that benefits that family or benefits that?
So I
area?
went to Viet Hoi
Yeah.
yesterday.
Eat that food.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
See, this
Totally.
is such a gray area. It's
I don't
so
think anyone's
bad.
ever said
I'm
that's
sorry.
great.
No, it is.
No.
It's because you're giving negative connotations into being a part of other cultures, right? Experiencing other cultures, being a part of it.
But experiencing and cultural appropriation is very different.
Yeah, sure, but I think you think it to automatically be negative, like you're making fun of it to a point. I
No.
don't
Do you
it
think
is.
that it would be appropriate for you to wear an indigenous headdress?
Depending. I mean, I like. Admittedly, of course, I have no reason to right now, right? But to say I can't is another thing.
The only time you should be able to do that is if an indigenous person gives you a reason and says it's for like a wedding or something, and they say that you need to wear it to take part in the wedding.
Or you're a Cleveland Guardians fan.
Like, I've been trying to read up on the history of Indiana.
Okay.
As much as possible, and I've been reading a book called Lost Indianapolis.
It's pretty racist if you look at the history of Indiana.
Everywhere's racist.
Yeah, no, but the state of Indiana in particular, if you look at the history. I mean, we had the head of KKK, like, I don't know, 20 miles away from here.
But Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home's in Indiana.
Okay, but like
the ultimate anti-racist,
yeah,
Abraham Lincoln.
but,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's
sort of
just not
cancel each
only
other out.
point out
okay,
negatives.
okay, but for example, with Abraham Lincoln, like Abraham Lincoln's first goal wasn't to end slavery. Like that was an
He had a
end
million
product.
goals, and then it was like, oh, we should do this.
But like, it's not like
What
Abraham
are you
Lincoln.
trying to do? Why are you harping on Lincoln? What happened with Lincoln?
But
He killed some vampires.
I mean,
Slavery
you can't-
during his presidency.
I don't know how else to say
All right,
this.
let me
but
get back to my. All right, yeah, let me just get back to where I was at with Indiana. So, I've been interested in the different communities that migrated to Indiana, Indianapolis,
Correct.
how the city has grown, right? And there's kind of, different communities, different ethnicities migrate together, right?
Yeah.
Like commonly.
Correct.
I'm of Irish Catholic descent, right? The east side of downtown is heavily populated with Irish Catholics. The south side heavily populated, but there's like almost like a tribalism that occurs, right? You travel. It's easy to travel, move to where your ethnicity lives, right? Like, I grew up in the South Side. There's a neighborhood that went up, and I had some friends over there, but they were Burmese, and the whole neighborhood was Burmese people. Like, people move with their ethnicity.
Mm-hmm. So.
And I just feel like we're harping so much. We're becoming so touchy about how we talk about culture. We're building up the boundary between tribes of ethnic.
What do you
populations.
mean though? Because like if I appreciate their food and like I can appreciate their music,
right?
Doesn't mean
That's awesome.
that. Yeah, but like for example, it's not like I get to say words that are considered slurs because I'm a part of that culture now. So like that's more cultural appropriation.
Of course, that's always going to be out of place. But like having dreads.
Yeah.
Go for it. I don't care. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't care at all, to be honest.
But I mean,
it's such a useless thing to use your brain on. Is the way I think about it.
I mean, I'm not gonna go up to somebody and say that, but it is cultural appropriation. Because that is, like.
But to give the Black or African American community 100% of the credit for dreads as a whole, I don't think it's 100% accurate, to be honest.
I mean, if you're considering it Viking,
yeah,
which
absolutely.
Again, that you're talking about a time when washing wasn't a thing.
Did Vikings have dreads? Is that too biased?
I mean, you're gonna come up with something.
Dreadlocks were seen as fashionable and functional.
Okay.
Have you guys ever seen Avatar 2, The Way of Water?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Spider, yeah. Should Spider be canceled for his dreadlocks?
Yo, who's the main character? Should he be fucking
Sully?
ridiculed? Cultural appropriation
That is a
at
question.
his finest.
That is
Are you
a question
kidding
to
me?
be asked, honestly.
He went blue, didn't turn back. I stole that quote from my brother.
I mean that's also a white savior complex. He has a massive.
Absolutely.
He has
the
a
whole movie's like a
massive white savior
metaphor
complex.
for colonialism, right?
What that and cultural appreciation, because it's changing. When they go to the next.
But he
tribe.
got appropriated into that culture, right?
No, I mean he has
celebrated
massive.
after some ridicule.
He has massive white savior complex, because he believes that he has to save everybody.
All right, but the
From
movie is
from their
pitched
own
as he
things.
is saving him, right?
Well, yeah, but that just means it's a white savior.
Yeah.
Love him.
Avatar 2. I mean, big fan of the
Sweet
blue guys.
for box office Jim. He's
But,
got 2 movies over, or 3 movies over.
Doesn't mean
$2
that
billion.
the idea is not flawed. It is
The
a
idea
white
of the movie?
It is a white director talking about a
the
white
whole
person
time I was
surviving
thinking about
blue
it, I was
people.
thinking about how it's
Saving
a
blue
metaphor
people.
for colonialism, and it reminded me of. Have you seen Apocalypto?
Can't say I have.
Oh, that's a great movie. It's the end of the Aztec culture. It's like right before the fall, and I don't want to spoil it, but the ending scene you kind of get a hint for the colonialism that's rolling in, and yeah, it's
Dabbling in movies now.
yeah, no,
Dabbling all over the place, Sam.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Okay.
Now you see me. Pitch Perfect. I'm just kidding. I'm just naming movies that I've said before and gotten made fun of.
I mean, I like Pitch
He
Perfect.
likes Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah,
Pitch
a Kendrick
Hey,
fan over here.
I remember. Hey, yeah, for sure. Did you know she was born in Portland, Maine?
Perfect. I did.
I
have her
didn't.
book.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My friends moved to Portland, Maine, and they knew I was a big Kendrick guy,
Did
and
they
they were
meet
like,
her?
"Did you know?"
She would drive to New York City to be on Broadway. Like her parents would take her to New York City on the weeks. But
Never been there. I'm just kidding. I kid. Comedy Gold here. Friends with Differences.
Mm.
Subscribe. Are we doing a YouTube? Should we? I haven't looked into having a YouTube.
I mean,
page.
you could create it. I
We
mean,
should probably make
yeah.
a YouTube page.
Not hard.
No.
We do real quick. Put it on this.
Friendswithdifferences.com. I did buy the domain.
You did?
Oh yeah.
How much was it?
$16
Oh,
for a year.
It's not too bad.
that's not bad.
Oh, you'll make that back tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We go live tomorrow. The donation button will be active.
It will take you to a PayPal. The money
No,
will
I
be
need to
transported
give-
overseas to Ireland and then through the Cayman Islands.
I've
Tax
thought
wash.
about this a lot. You know, I've been working here trying to create a business for myself. It's not easy. You
Cut
know,
your
I
teeth.
need to open up avenues to accept money, essentially. And I've made some money, but it's not a consistent anything yet. So,
Sad.
in process, we're getting there. Every day. Subscribe to the Gingerhouse on YouTube.
You should see this man's face. Tears streaming down. Please.
He's crying. He wants it.
He's saying, please.
Please, hit that button. I need
Like,
to eat.
subscribe,
I need to
ring
eat.
that bell, get notifications when we post. There we go. There's the bell.
I need to eat and drink.
Oh, man. All right, should we do like the outro, or how are we feeling, guys?
I mean, we can do the outro.
It's your guys' podcast. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just a
Wait,
guest.
wait.
Just vibing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really like having Sam here, Liam. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be.
You could be a guest multiple times.
To get Sam to be a host of the podcast too. Don't tell him.
Oh.
No, tell
Trying to
him.
put me on the spot.
We gotta be straight up, Sam. I do want you as a member.
Yeah,
If you don't want to do it,
you're
I've talked to
you're-
Liam about how we're
You're gonna need a guest.
scheduling out these podcasts.
You're gonna
I
need
haven't
a
talked
guest
to you.
that agrees with you then, because it's gonna be
No, I
Sam
don't.
and I agree.
You don't understand. I can continue.
Who agrees with you
Full
most?
confidence.
Who do you think
Nobody.
would like?
I don't know about
Peter
stubborn.
probably
Oh,
agrees
yeah.
with
Peter probably does.
Yeah.
Peter's a good guy. Yeah. But
So Peter
did you
comes
guys
up-
disagree with me?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Right,
A
agree
good amount of the
so.
time.
Mm.
So I think you bring Peter on every once in a while to dog on Liam, and then we'll dog on you sometimes, and then
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah.
That should work.
I'll take Peter down. Peter ain't scary.
No, but he's
He doesn't back his stances hard enough.
Yeah.
unlike Liam and I,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
destroyed you with facts and logic, and we've won the day.
Wait, what subject did you win?
Probably all of them.
Yeah.
We'd have
No
to watch.
way.
We'd have to look at the tape, but probably all
Oh,
of them.
Guess who has the tape?
Mm.
Oh, we manufacture evidence around here. And, I don't feel like I'm not trying to establish winners and losers. I know that's how your brains operate.
I won today.
I watch too much sports. It has to be winners or losers.
Yeah. And I just like seeing the competing opinions because it's so hard to. I think the only thing we agreed on was how to solve that housing shit.
Yeah, that was very socialist / Democrat.
It was very socialist. Yeah, it was probably more socialist. It was very social. It's like a state socialism kind of thing.
Yeah, no, stand by it.
Yeah, I'm okay
blacklisted
with it.
From your job.
Should we just push that theory further? So the idea was that public schools rely on the income of the surrounding neighborhoods to fund the school.
Yeah.
We should standardize it to the state to equalize the funding for school across the board throughout the state. Why not at that point just make it the nation?
I think you could.
Or one country, right?
Yeah, sure.
There's no problem with that.
Nope.
What about that like shitty town in Idaho? That,
but it's by by student amount.
By student amount.
Because one student.
Yeah, see that makes sense to me, man. I'm trying to play.
You're trying to poke holes and you can't.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Liam won.
Yeah.
That's a dub for Liam.
No, I didn't disagree with him.
But I came up with the idea.
I am trying to play devil's advocate. But I'm the one that came up with the nationalist idea. I'm not going to say I lost. Is my point. But let's try to... I do like poking holes. I like to try to make things fail. It's true.
When you hear the term communism, do you think it's bad?
Yes.
Okay. When you hear the term socialism, do you think it's bad?
Generally, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I don't have an issue.
When you hear the term capitalism, do you think it's bad?
Me?
Yeah, You're our guest of honor.
Of course.
Yeah.
I agree.
You do.
I've been very reserved all day.
So I think personally, right, with
You've been very reserved?
Yeah.
Have I been reserved?
I mean, with communism, I would say, in theory, it's great. The issue is somebody wants to take power all the time. But socialism, I think, has a lot of very good ideas.
You ever read that book,
AKA
Farm Animals?
unemployment.
It's a kid's book, but it's about communism. It's not really a kid's book. It's like 150
Somebody
pages.
in the U.S. that believes in capitalism write it?
Yeah, like a century ago.
Yeah, so, I mean, but the idea of communism is actually not bad.
Right, but there's no successful examples, right?
No, but...
that's the point.
I wouldn't say there's there's very successful examples of socialism, though. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, so
Liam wins again.
Spark Notes, what's the difference? Like, the difference between socialism and communism is a gray area for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have some.
I mean,
communism
believes everybody should be equal. Like, everything should be divvied up equally,
right,
which is
socialism means.
Which is a good idea. But the issue is somebody always ends up taking power, aka like Putin.
So what's the difference with socialism?
So I mean, socialism, has a lot of very like social. What are they called?
Socialisms.
Yes, but like
programs
like medical care is a human right. Programs.
Why isn't that a part of communism?
Social programs.
I don't see a difference yet.
I would say communism generally, very wrong and massive generalization, would be the further extent of socialism, taking it to the next level.
Communism socialism
right,
still
but
believes...
what's the next level?
Socialism still believes there should be a leader.
Form of communism.
No.
Communism's a form of socialism?
Yes.
Think if
we hinted at one of them.
Yes.
Think if you went right to left. You start in the center, you go left. You get democratic socialism.
Yeah.
Then you get socialism. Then you get communism.
Yeah.
Right.
So communism...
Socialism still believes that there's going to be a leader at the end of the day.
I don't know if communism doesn't believe that.
Yeah, but like communism...
Well, they both do. They both subscribe to a governing power.
Communism...
There's somebody making the rules that pertain to everybody except for them. That's a fact. In both those systems.
Yeah, but...
That's the problem. It's somebody making rules that don't apply to themselves.
That's communism, not socialism, though. Because in Finland, Denmark, and Sweden, and
right,
Norway, it's worked
yeah.
for socialism.
Socialism
they don't even have
beautiful.
homelessness.
It really does. It sounds like a beautiful utopia.
I mean,
communism
sounds beautiful.
Liam won you over. Liam won again. Oh my goodness.
No, I've always had this opinion. It sounds beautiful. it sounds beautiful. Everybody gets treated equally and is given equal opportunity, equal.
Okay, but
Yeah.
but like socialism
It sounds
actually
beautiful.
has.
I don't think it is any. I don't think you can effectively scale that out across America or anything.
Why not?
Because we're a capitalist society. I'm a competitor. I thrive in competitions. Like that's why I like New York so much, is because it's such a real competition. Every day you're in the streets and there's so many people passing you. It's just you're competing to be the best.
Here, you want to believe in my big hot take?
Sure.
I don't believe in equality. I believe in equity.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
So
That's not controversial. I don't think. It just sounds controversial.
You guys both won that one.
I was just saying.
Am I winning yet? Or am I at least tied? I think I'm at least tied. I don't think
Here's
I'm
what I would
losing.
say. I don't know. Is capitalism breed competition?
Yeah, I think so.
Is competition the current copyright and intellectual property laws that we currently have?
think-
You know, like there's.
I think your idea of capitalism is it breeds
Yeah.
competition. At the same time, I think it's
I
very
think it innately does.
it's very monopolized.
Can you compete with
Sure.
someone who has $250 billion?
Gosh,
You
you
can,
betcha, Sam.
and you will.
Hey,
Elon Musk, you're on watch, bro.
don't doubt me. Is this camera on? Don't doubt
Yeah.
me.
But I was saying, like, intellectual property laws, copyright laws, very restrictive in this country.
Yeah.
Don't breed competition, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like Elon Musk was saying, patents are for the weak, which like fucked with me. I'm not gonna lie, right? Because I do like the man, and the man holds many patents. You know.
Correct.
You know. I know you're itching to call him a hypocrite. I know it, Liam. But you know, he's speaking to the point that it is counterintuitive to the competitive environment that's capitalism.
1,000%.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%. Like, a patent is a way of monopolizing your idea.
Yep.
That being said, I'd want patents.
On your stuff. But no one else's.
Well, I just want to I just want the ability to create what I want, and I don't have the money to create everything I want right now, so...
But if you create everything you want better than anybody else, you don't need a patent.
Yeah, but the scalability wise, like if I come up with an idea for a product,
Correct.
and I start manufacturing that product without a patent,
Yeah.
somebody with much larger infrastructure for manufacturing will outscale me in a heartbeat.
But then you can still play a niche role and say that ours is better because, you know, it's handmade or something. There's ways
My
around
price
that.
point's not going to sell. There's no scaling that though. I don't think they're scaling that. They're going to beat you on price point, and I mean
They're going to beat you on price point. That doesn't mean they're going to beat you on quality.
let's say the quality's the same. They're going to match my quality. That's the point.
No,
I'm going
if
to
you
make a
change
product. They're going to match the quality if I don't have the patent, and I have no way of
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what,
Patent.
even if you have a patent here, it means nothing in China. They can still match
sure.
you.
Yeah. China's China. That's a whole different side of the world. I've never been there.
Yeah, but they would bring it here, beat you on price point, and still have the same quality.
Tough.
So like patents
It is
really
tough out here.
patents really only stop like the U.S. from improving products.
It does hold competition. I will admit that. That's
Correct.
like
That's why the car industry has struggled for so long in the U.S.
yeah, like every industry struggles because of it. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Is it working against capitalism?
Yes.
It does sound like it.
Yeah. I would say we're more in like an oligarchy state type of
Ooh.
Over my head. You're gonna have to explain that one.
So oligarchy means there's like a few like massive corporations or massive leaders. I wouldn't say we're necessarily in a perfect competition type of market. So you can't really get into it unless you have a ton of money.
yeah. Nah, bullshit.
How?
Just gonna start, right? I don't know.
Good point. Marathon's only 26.2 miles until you take the first step.
Yeah, right.
Now it's 26.2 miles minus one step.
Exactly.
Or however long it is. I don't know. I think it's 26.2, right?
Yeah. 26.2. Because they have the
Yeah.
stickers. 26.2 and 13.1's a half.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of capitalism for sure.
But
Can't say I hate it, that's for sure. You know.
but it's like
But I'm also
we're more in an oligopoly.
Which is an extreme form of capitalism.
Yeah, but it's like one that doesn't actually provide competition.
No, that's not true. If you don't want to acknowledge the competition, that's one thing. But to deny its existence, I think
Okay,
is
but
wrong.
what do you think there's actually competition in?
For what?
In literally anything.
Construction.
You can go into big companies. There will be a big three that lead most of construction.
There are the big three. There's also thousands.
Are there really three?
No. There's
Okay.
Tons.
I was about to say. Well, I'm saying,
Is there actually a big three
in construction?
No.
Oh, that would have been really funny.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's-
I would assume there's probably a big three or big four.
There probably is. I mean,
They probably-
construction, like
They probably take
like
95% of the market.
contracting
Usually,
I don't know.
usually in every sector you can think of, there are 3 or 4 firms that take 95% of the market. For example, pizza. It's like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's. Like those 3 take most of the market.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
Well, what's stopping you from opening a pizza place? Why are you complaining
but
about
that doesn't lead to
Well,
perfect competition because I'm not able to take much of the market space.
It sounds like you just need to be more confident, man.
No, it just in general, there's just that's already taken.
You're saying that it's impossible to compete with Domino's?
Yeah, 100%.
If you had Donatos, it's fucking delicious.
Okay, but
Dude,
they
there's all kinds of competition. Don't act like you can't scale a company to compete with Domino's. You can. To think you can't is ridiculous.
And I mean, have you had Donato's 150 pepperoni pizza? It's only $12.99. You can get it at any local Donato's. If you use code
sponsor today,
If you
Donatos.
use code, what's the code? You guys, do you guys have a code?
Friends with differences.
Use their code, Friends with Differences. You'll get
Oh, don't get us
$5
don't get us
off.
sued.
At least. Tell them we sent you.
Tell them Evan and Liam sent you. They'll know what that means.
In general, though, no, there's just not.
No. You're selling yourself short.
Create a phone company. You've got Apple and like Google.
Yeah.
You're never gonna compete.
More of a technology company, though.
Yeah, but you're still never gonna compete with them. Create a PC.
So you're my doubter, huh? I get it. You're my antagonist.
You're
I've
gonna
been
make a
waiting on
phone
you.
company?
I've been waiting on you. He's just a.
You are
Someone's gotta
you
provide
are
fuel.
too optimistic in the U.S. market. I work in
Absolutely.
I work in finances. There's not that much optimism.
Yeah.
The same
but-
stocks have been around since like the latest ones are like the 90s. For the big ones.
Yeah, but how will you ever compete if you think you can't compete? Of course, you have to accept the competition for what it is. Like, you want to live in this capitalist society and complain about it the whole time? That sounds boring as fuck.
But it's
No,
not.
I don't think he wants to. I think that's the point. Is
Yeah.
he doesn't want it to be the same.
It's not
society.
changing in your lifetime. I promise you that. I
Yeah,
promise
exactly. That's my point. That's the issue with this society. It's not capitalist. The idea that it's
you.
capitalist
Right.
is
The issue is not capitalist.
we're not a capitalist society.
Why not?
That is a facade. The belief in the
Because-
American dream is a lie.
Okay, you think, okay, I got you.
The belief in
No,
the
that's sad.
yeah, it is.
No,
It
it's
is
sad
true.
that you think that. It's not true.
What? How do you think it's true? I'm telling you, every single thing you can look at is a big
can't
3 or big 4.
create a business?
You can create a business. You can't create one that's actually
I'm gonna
scaled to
create
those.
an industry.
Okay, if you create an industry, that is your only chance to be a big corporation.
Okay.
And then you
We'll
will
do that too.
you will still lose because there will be 2 or 3 big ones that come and they usually Apple,
Right.
Amazon,
What tough
Netflix,
fighter.
Amazon, any of them will come in and take the whole market share.
Try.
You guys got really political.
Well, yeah, we did.
You
You're
wanted
right,
this.
Sam.
You wanted this to be a lot.
No, I didn't. But I'm not gonna be like over here just let the podcast spin into capitalism's bad.
I mean,
And to say that America is not capitalist because it's impossible to compete with these large companies.
but
It's just not
I would
true.
say, as
It's
someone
just not
who
true.
has the prestigious undergrad degree in economics,
yeah, I also have that.
you know, not a whole lot of people can say something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Wow. I think almost everyone in economics, in the economics field, would agree America's not capitalist.
Because there's no room.
Because there's not true competition.
There's not true competition. That's
Because-
not a thing.
Because the overwhelming
use-
majority of revenue goes to specific,
That and
Small
because there are other avenues for influence, and you don't
such as
like as far as like intellectual property, getting patents.
Right.
If you go to Apple, I'm sure they have a division, tens of millions of dollars, specifically on getting patents, figuring out how to obtain patents in the correct way. It's not saying, oh, we need to do this to do it the right way or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's how do we game the system, and you game it with money. And because you can have influence on the market in any other way than just purely this product's better than that product, then that means it's not capitalist. That's what
Yeah.
the overwhelming
the,
people.
The
majority
idea
of people
that you
agree on
want perfect competition, you should not believe in
Well,
billionaires.
you think I want perfect competition. I'm just happy there's a competition. I don't care about a level playing field. I'm climbing uphill. I don't care.
Because once you're at the top, you don't want it to be. You want to be the
Yeah,
one
you don't
who's
want it to be
saying,
fair
"Nah."
either. Yeah.
No, I don't care as long as I can make what I want. But yeah, I mean,
I'm just telling you, is the idea that it's capitalist is a belief in the history books. It's not actually a thing in the U.S.
so you have to be innovative in order to compete.
Yeah, basically, you have to create.
All right, but that's still capitalism.
Well, and then you get bought out by a major corporation.
yeah.
All right,
You
then
know.
you sold your soul.
Okay,
All right, but it's still capitalism.
is it though? Because
Yeah.
then,
Because the
then,
game's still there.
but then if you create,
even though they're
if you-
gaming the game because the
if you
rules
create
suck.
that new industry, they buy the new industry, then it's still a big corporation owns the whole industry.
So you'd rather be communist?
I mean, I'd rather be socialist, but
That seems so boring. It seems like uneventful, if I'm being honest.
I mean, it's the same thing as the American dream. The American dream's a lie,
no.
100%. The American dream.
That you can't build a life for your own. in
No,
America.
the American dream was a thing, you know, in the early 1900s, late 1800s for white immigrants that came over. That is not a thing anymore.
No, it's an ideology, and it's a pride in living in this country. Like, I'm not ashamed of the country I live in. I'm proud of the country I live in. I think we live in the greatest country. I think it's I think it's the most impressive. I'll say that for sure.
What
I'll say that
I will
confidently.
say to you is I like living in the U.S., but I still believe that there's a lot of things that can be better in the U.S.
Of course, absolutely, without a doubt.
So, again, you know, my issue with a lot of people that live here is the idea that the U.S. is perfect.
Well, obviously,
There's a lot of people that think like that.
right, and they're stupid.
But
Obviously,
but a
To say
way.
there's no room for improvement's ridiculous.
So again, that is not what I'm arguing. I'm saying the American dream, which is the belief that you can build a life here from being an immigrant, is just not that true anymore.
But have you ever met an immigrant?
Yeah, you lived in New York City where immigrants were accepted. We're talking about like anybody from Latin America coming through
We had-
Texas.
Like, there were immigrants at our high school.
They were mostly refugees.
Okay? As a form of an immigrant?
Yes, but they can also still get sent back. Like my buddy just got deported. He's been living here for 8 years.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I mean,
Yeah. I don't know,
You know-
anything about... I can't tell you anything about the ins and outs of immigration law. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about it.
I mean, a refugee status is temporary. You have to
Right.
get a green card, which is like $100,000.
Yeah, I actually do know a decent amount of green cards.
Yeah. So they're not easy to get.
Yeah, no, it's very hard to come here to work.
But when our ancestors, all of us, when all of our ancestors came over, it was very easy. So that's when the American dream was a thing.
I think for you to say it was easy is horribly underselling their work.
Okay, they got on a ship and got over here and were accepted immediately on Ellis Island and got through.
No. Like, that is not how smooth that went. It was not easy to get through Ellis Island.
What do you mean? They still got, like, no matter what they got here, they got accepted. They
Right,
didn't get
into the country.
but
You
but
could get into the country.
but they didn't
here,
get
absolutely.
but they didn't get
Absolutely.
sent home or put into camps on the border like they are right now.
Right, but to say they came and started a life, like,
I mean,
easily is just
no,
as far as saying
they
the truth.
still struggled, but the idea of an American dream was actually possible then. You could actually make a life. You know,
Right,
for example,
so
for
you're saying it's-
example, right? The Irish when they came over were considered basically like dirt. But the issue is we're white, so after a while you can't really tell. So you could create a life and hide. Like nobody would know that you're Irish after a while.
You guys ever seen Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese,
I have.
1998. Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's a good movie.
Oh, that sounds good.
But, you know, it's not the same anymore. We accept very few immigrants.
Right.
Very
no,
few.
it is not easy to be declared a citizen or anything.
No, like to even be considered a legal immigrant, you don't even have to be a citizen yet.
Right. It's not easy. You have to have a place in the capitalist world in order to be accepted as an immigrant. That's true.
And
If
again,
if you have a job to sponsor your green card, you will.
not, but
you'll get through.
even doing that is
Which is crazy.
really impossible.
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
But
It takes they have to have a plan for you for the next 15 years to get you green card at like a job basically.
all right, that's
10
a
years.
stretch.
It's like 10 to 15.
I've worked with many people who were on green cards, and
Did they have a
to
green card
say-
before they worked there? Did they?
No,
did
the
they get?
company sponsored their green card.
Hmm.
To say the company had a 15-year plan for them is absolutely not true.
I mean, it is like 5. It's like 5 or 10 years. You have to be accounted for.
I don't know.
Yeah, I said.
You guys
what I
bring
did
me
know.
on. I don't know anything about this. Let's talk about maps.
Let's talk
Okay.
Yo,
about.
I've stuck with maps heavy. I love maps. Have you found a good map shop here?
No.
Me neither.
I've only ever really been to like a few map shops in my life. Most of them in California. So,
Oh.
I went to one in Portland, Maine, and it was fantastic.
did you know Anna Kendrick's from Portland, Maine?
I did. You know, a good friend told
Call
me
back.
that.
Call back.
Um,
You're welcome. Professional.
But yeah, we were like walking down the street. We were heading to a bar, had a couple of drinks, stumbled across this map shop, had to go back to it. The owner, super chill, was sitting in the back, cats running around. He was drinking wine. People would like he had a full kitchen in the map shop, like in the middle, like not in the back of the map, like map shop, then kitchen, and then more map shop. Like it was a
yeah.
part of it. And he just hosted little shindigs.
That sounds great.
It was fantastic. I should have bought a map.
Should have bought a map.
Did you see the bike shop that's pretty close to here? Near no bike
Did
lanes or
not.
anything? Oh, it's on Southport.
Oh, the Grego?
Mm-hmm.
The Urban Outfitters Grego?
Yeah. It's got its own building and
They're
stuff.
like brother sister companies.
Yeah.
They inhabit the same places together.
It looks really nice on the outside, but at the same time, I'm thinking it's not really much
closed.
biking. Oh, it's closed.
I think they did close. Well, my mom told me that I think they do canned beer, and
Okay.
they might still be a bike shop, but I think
Some like
Urban Artifact. Is that what I'm thinking of?
yeah, because
Did I say Urban Outfitters?
I
You
think
did.
so.
I don't know what you guys are talking about in general though, so I couldn't correct you on it.
yeah,
Urban
no,
Artifact is a brewery.
Urban Artifact.
Okay.
Urban Outfitters is
Not a
Not
Not a brewery. Yeah.
No, but my girlfriend looked at the like cheapest bike. It was like $800 or something. I was like, that is an expensive bike shop for the South Side.
I don't know how to ride a bike.
I
Can't be
learned.
true. Is that true?
I learned in 6th
True.
grade. It is
No
true.
way.
That
I will
is a
teach
fun
you to ride a
fact.
bike.
We lived in the same neighborhood,
Yeah.
so like, and we were all so close, it really wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I walked a
No,
lot.
I've been to both your houses. A bike would have been more sufficient.
But the problem is, we've got us, Will,
Yeah,
Nick.
We
Not gonna
would-
dox them. Not gonna say the last
yeah,
names.
but
And then like, if one guy's riding a bike,
yeah.
that guy's like 20
We-
yards ahead, and you're just
You-
like, well, I'm
and
not talking to him for now, I guess.
You
Well,
could
the
also
thing
just
is,
you could also just
everybody-
walk through the grass
Yeah.
and cut through it, and it would be faster than a bike going around.
I can't believe you don't know.
You
how to-
burn more
that's the
calories.
biggest
You burn
difference.
more calories on foot than you do on a bike. So that's true.
I
And that's
couldn't give a
science.
shit, to be honest. A bike is so free, though. It's so nice. I can't believe, like, as a kid,
Nope.
having the freedom in the neighborhood and around the neighborhood.
Well, we still have
on a bike.
freedom. It
Yeah, I was
just
just
took an extra 2
saying, I
minutes
did
or
other
something.
stuff.
Yeah.
Man, there's an efficiency loss for sure.
I think I learned in like
Yeah.
6th grade.
I want to teach you to ride a bike. I do.
I don't.
I don't think he cares to
I
learn.
don't really
at this
care to
point.
learn. Unfortunately, sorry. I've gotten this far without it.
He'll just walk.
Have you ever tried an elliptical?
Yeah. I've done a stationary bike and it's fine.
And that's different. I mean, you can't really.
No, yeah, totally.
like,
I'm
there's
just saying,
there's
like-
not much balance involved.
I'm just
with
saying,
doing
like,
yeah.
the experience is fine of being on the bike, but I don't.
Well, how would you know?
Well, the stationary bike, it's
Yeah.
a fun experience. But then you burn half the calories and you're like, this is kind of dumb.
I'd rather run on the treadmill.
True.
Yeah.
You see
When
guys
you're
like
outside,
us.
you're covering ground, you know?
Yeah, I'm freaking huge.
That's no ripstick, I will admit. Can you ripstick?
No, as I walk.
I'm not
It's
good
kind of a
with.
stretch from bicycle.
Didn't do scooter or bike.
I'm
yet.
not much of a traversal, you know. I just
Yeah.
stick with my feet for the most
Don't
part.
like the cars underground, like the bikes on land.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Walk in public transportation.
Yep.
What public transportation? Indiana, get it together. Where's our train? Did you guys know we have 3 passenger trains a week that run out of Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Indiana. Well, not Indiana.
Probably
There's a couple
Chicago,
in,
right?
Fort Wayne. It's an Amtrak train that's going coast to coast.
Oh, it goes coast to coast.
So you can board Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Or else you can't take a train. That's the only option.
What if you hop the rails?
Well, you can only start at midnight on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's just so upsetting to me. We used to have hundreds a day. Literally.
We used to be
Yeah,
a
but-
country.
We used
We used to be a country.
Hey, let's not linger on the past. There was a
It's
quote
be run
of
on
the day
coal though.
yesterday, and it was from 15 A.D. and it was Ovid, who was a poet in Roman times, and it said, "Let others praise the past. I'm glad I live now." And that was from 15 A.D. And people back then were still like, it was better back before.
True.
In 15 A.D.
Well, of course.
So that mindset is apparently inevitable.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It
no, I mean-
is timeless.
I mean, just hopeful for the future that we get bullet trains that run on, rather on the grid than on
Sure.
gas or coal.
Yeah, trains as a whole, much more efficient for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back in time.
No, let's go to the future. Let's get better trains.
Wow. That's about as big of a difference as you can have. The past or the future.
I'm telling you, go to the future.
Wow.
We'll get better trains.
You guys
It
are
is.
you guys are great at
We
this
are
whole
as different as it
differences
gets.
thing.
Yeah.
You can't get more different than that.
I'm impressed whenever we agree, to be honest.
What's the dumbest thing you've got on your list?
Yeah, let's get.
More podcast, probably. Streamer to podcast pipeline.
For you or just in general?
Just in general, it seems like that's the trend, and I've followed it.
I followed it as well.
I mean, streamer.
I'm benefiting off your guy. You guys got the talent. I'm
You're just
groundwork
vibing.
off of it.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. But I would say it's probably much tougher to stream.
It's much what?
Tougher to stream. You got to fill much more time.
Yeah.
Whereas on
Not
a podcast,
necessarily live.
Well,
Being in-
there's also multiple people helps. Multiple people in general just help.
on podcasts,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, being able to bounce ideas.
I can't
off of
imagine
multiple
doing like a
people.
solo podcast.
Is that a thing?
Probably somewhere.
Probably. There's probably a solo podcast.
Next week, Gingerhouse is happening.
Every other week, it's just
Just Evan by himself.
Might as well just be the stream.
I know. That's basically it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna hear your views without me arguing every single one of them.
Yeah. It doesn't say the time. If you're
No,
wondering.
the crypto is down.
Oh man.
Hammond, you're ruined. Crypto is down.
Crypto's down.
It's like that all the time.
Alright, I did buy
Please tell me.
crypto.
No.
Did you buy Doge?
Which one did you buy?
I bought Bitcoin initially.
When?
And this was when it was tanking, and I bought it right under 30K. So it continued to tank.
Oh.
You know.
Is it at like 19 right now?
Yo, it's down for sure.
How much did you put into it?
Like 300.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's about 100 right now.
Yeah, you're not gonna see that 300 again.
But, alright, should I actually get out the numbers?
Sure.
Should I get out the numbers? Because then, a couple months later, right before Musk bought Twitter, I bought some Doge. Right? I think it was as he bought.
Doge
it was,
the
it was
dude.
right when he was buying it.
Doge the moon.
Let's see if that's up. I'm interested. I put $50 into that because I was upset over my $300 Bitcoin venture.
Just got to keep digging.
Yeah. Why not just put it in real
And
investment?
my total balance right now is 286. So I'm not down incredible, but I'm not up.
Also,
So my $50 worth of Dogecoin is now 190.
that's good. Doge is good.
Wow. Imagine you put 300 in that.
Yeah, man, I would have been doing well.
Tough.
Well, like my college
Evan, do you have
roommate
a-
did it like a year ago.
Do you have a 401k?
That's a good question. I do, I think, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Did you please change it to a Roth?
Ooh.
Guys, this is so dense. That sounds like broth.
I can't.
So Roth versus traditional, right? Roth gets taxed now, and then when you take it out, it's not taxed. Traditional, you get taxed at the end.
Ooh,
So
that is interesting.
so for Roth, the point is
I definitely didn't do that because I don't know that word.
So the Roth for us, for example, you're hopeful that you're at your lowest tax bracket right now.
Right.
So then you put it in the Roth, so you get taxed now, but then when you take it out at a higher tax
Yes,
bracket.
I understand
Yeah.
the advantage. That makes sense to me.
Yep.
I guess I didn't realize the 401k was income that wasn't taxed right now.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Traditional, yeah.
But if you make Roth contributions, it is taxed.
Well,
Pretty sure I can't make. I can't give advice. So don't ask me for
I
advice
will,
on
I
this
will.
legally. I don't think I can give advice on this. But
I mean,
oh, is that like a law? Like
he can.
for my job.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't even know the position you hold. Not that you're supposed to say it right now. You're an enigma to me.
And you guys aren't gonna find out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off air.
I think, yeah. We'll get back. We'll loop around. Man.
That's
All right,
somebody
should
who's
we do
not
the
in
intro?
a financial advisor or analyst role right now. But yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll get into our backstories on a future podcast.
Yeah.
Should we do
With
the
Simba.
intro? Should we close down shop, guys?
Yeah. Outro then
It's been a good podcast. Our
Yeah.
first podcast.
Yeah.
Sam, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having
I'm
me.
going to talk to you because I want you here. Okay.
Tell.
We'll talk about a salary. We'll talk about wages.
We'll talk
We'll talk numbers.
Yeah, big capitalist society. So, Friends with Differences podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. This is the intro. So, what you guys are about to hear is us ramble. Evan, Liam, and Sam.
Yep.
We go through all sorts of topics, such as Capitalism, communism, socialism, cultural appropriation.
Versus
What else we hit?
appreciation.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Musk
was
was a
one.
big
Andrew
big
Tate.
Andrew
Tate.
Tate was in there.
one.
Yeah.
All the good topics, all the things you guys are dying to hear about. We know it.
We know.
Any closing remarks, gentlemen?
If you bring Sam on, you're gonna be in trouble for this whole time.
That's what we're looking forward to. That's that. All right. Well, socials and whatnot will be in the description. We hope to publish this on January 27th, 2023. More to come in the future. Friendswithdifferences.com.
Yep.
Until next time. Cheers. Send it.